fast, and she is getting closer and closer by the second. That means, at long last, we're finally getting out of these super bubbles before the end of today.
See, Puppycorn? We told you so. All of us knew from the start that Lanny has got what it takes to save the day all by herself. And look where that eventually got her to.
And with the help of Dora, Boots, Diego, and Baby Jaguar, she is now determined than ever to set us free, in time before we reach that mountain peak nearby.
And at this point, all we can do now is to sit tight inside the bubbles and wait until the moment Lanny finally catches up to the 9 of us. And soon enough, freedom.
I want Carl's Jr. I want Carl's Jr. I want Carl's Jr. I want Carl's Jr.
I don't think we shouldn't be too far now from those fishy friends. And I've got a strong feeling that this should be the trail to the mountain peak. So we got to be catching up by now.
You likely should be right about that, Lanny, 'cause it feels like we're about to reach the edge of the rainforest as we speak, which means we must be getting closer than ever to those mountains.
Well, considering you mentioned that, Boots, I think I can see those mountain peaks right about now. And there's the super bubbles and Lanny's friends inside. But they're starting to get closer and closer than ever to those hills.
Lanny, Dora, Diego, Boots, Baby Jaguar. Thank goodness you 5 have finally tracked us down. 'Cause we're about to reach the mountain, and the bubbles are gonna float over it. You guys gotta hurry and rescue us.
Keep your cool, you 9. We're gonna figure out a way to get you guys on the ground safely and get those bubbles parked. Just give us a minute to think this through.
I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. 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 I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Alright, you guys. We're starting to run out of time to save my besties. That means we're gonna have to construct a plan fast before the 9 reach the mountains. Does anyone have any ideas to rescue those fishies?
Well, how about the 5 of us use some kind of a rope to lasso those super bubbles and pull them away from the mountains? And once they're back on the ground, we'll pop the bubbles and set them free.
That honestly sounds like a perfect idea. We can't try it out, Boots. And that way, we'll steer them away from the hills while I try to burst the bubbles open. But if we're gonna go with that plan, we might need a road for the job.
I actually might have brought a rope along for this journey, just in case we'll need it for any sort of use. I'll need to check my backpack to double check. Alright, backpack. Let's show Lanny how it's done.
I'm way ahead of you, Dora. I have a lot of items inside of me, but what you need is a rope to lasso Lanny's friends back onto the ground. Luckily, I got one right by your right. And this rope should be tight enough to lasso up to a super bubble that is very hard to pop. Good luck, Dora, on helping your new friend rescue her friend group. Yum yum yum. Delicioso.
Success. That road should be long enough to reach one of those super bubbles. But now we need another road that can reach the other super bubble, since there's 2 of them.
And as a matter of fact, I luckily got it under control, Lanny. I'll just transform this bad boy into a rescue rope to aim at the other bubble. Okay, rescue pack, activate, and do your thing.
Have no fear at all, Diego. I've always got your back for about 20 years by now. I'll convert into a special rescue road, and it'll be as long to reach Lanny's besties.
Snap! Oh my gosh!
Now that it's incredibly amazing, now we should be able to lasso both ropes all the way toward the super bubbles, and we'll pull them back on the ground safely. Alright, Dora and Diego, let it rip.
Whee! Whee!
Yay!
Success. The ropes are long enough to reach the bubbles. Now it's time to pull them back onto the ground, safe and sound. On the count of 3, we're all pulled together. 1, 2, 3. Now.
WHANNN. H.
Come on. This is getting a little tricky, come to think of it. How heavy are these super bubbles supposed to be anyway? Now things are getting a lot more tougher.
Nothing is too tough. We just need to pull a lot harder and harder. We must pull with all our might to get those bubbles on the ground. Cause I will not rest until my friends are saved.
Oh, no. They're starting to slip, and the bubbles are about to float out of the ropes. And they're about to float away to the mountains. We need more help, and fast before disaster strikes.
Hi 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 ha hi 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 ha hi 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 ha.
Well, would you look at that? It's the Explorer stars. They helped us before a while back, so they'll be perfect for this job. And I bet here a star, noisy stars, glowy stars, salted or star will be willing to pull with us.
All right, everyone. We only got one last shot at setting the bubbles onto the ground. So pull with your might to save the fishy friends. Ready? Pull.
No. You're not mommy. Let's go!
Now, that is what we are talking about. We've successfully set the super bubbles and Lanny's friends back onto the ground safely. And we all did it together. Now what else is there to do?
There's only one more thing to do. It's that time to finally burst those bubbles. Lanny, since those 9 are your besties, would you mind doing the honors?
It's been my pleasure, Diego. Well, here it goes. All right, fishies. Let's get you guys out of those large bubbles.
Yahoo! At last, freedom. We're finally out of those super bubbles and back onto solid ground, safe and sound once again. Yippee!
And we can totally thank Lanny Landershark for not giving up, having a lot of determination and bravery, and keep moving forward until the moment we're saved. Thanks, Lanny, for rescuing us.
Well, Bula, it's always been my very pleasure that I was able to do what I can to save you fishies from disaster. And I couldn't have done it without the help of Dora and her amazing, brilliant friends.
Now that is a true point right there. And speaking of which, Dora, Boots, Diego, and Baby Jaguar, thank you so much for helping Lanny out on her journey. Who knows what would have happened if she didn't meet you all.
It's been her honor, she dies. That's exactly what we do. We're all... And we never allowed a shark friend would need some help from the start to save you 9 from floating away forever.
Are you serious right now? The 9 of you fish eyes managed to get out of those super bubbles. But, how? This is starting to get really confusing.
Well, if it isn't Aggie Triggerfish once again, the same fishy that caused this mess to happen in the first place.
So, that must be this Aggie person that Lanny mentioned at one point.
Well, Aggie, for your information, Lanny got help from Dora and her rainforest pals, and they helped her track us down and pop those super bubbles to set us free.
And before we forget, Abby, is there anything that you want to say to us?
Sigh. As you wish. Lanny, I am deeply sorry for trapping your friends in 2 super bubbles and make them float away in the sky. I just realized that what I've done is not okay at all. And I'll never do something like that again.
Well, at least you were able to realize your mistake, and you apologized for your wrongdoings. So your apology is hereby accepted.
Well, on a happy note, I guess this concludes this insanely crazy day this has been. But at least it finally all came to and close. It was also nice meeting you, Dora.
It's been an honor to meet you as well, Lanny. And you surely couldn't have done it without our help. Now let's all head back to the rainforest, knowing that our journey ends from here.
I wanna go. Now go to your room right now. I'm going to sneak in Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh boy, I seriously seriously can't wait for the 4th of July fireworks later on tonight. I bet they're gonna be really super awesome and spectacular.
You definitely can say that again, Lanny. Cause every fireworks event we have in Plush Star City are always amazingly beautiful and sparkly, year after year.
And speaking of beautiful, as a special thank you for everything you did to save us yesterday, we're giving you a special golden flower that totally fit you perfectly from the looks of it.
Oh my girls, this is one super sweet looking flower you fishies have given me. And you know, I couldn't have been more prouder than ever on my effort I put into my epic journey.
Well, Lanny, you totally deserved it. Without you, or without Dora and her friends, who would have been able to save us from those super bubbles?
Honestly, I don't think anyone Unikitty, cause I bet I was the chosen one to succeed in an ultimate mission like that. And I'm definitely proud of that.
And that is why you'll always be known as the best Lander Shark friend in the entire universe, Lanny. Thanks for everything you did for us.
And as another thank you gift, we'll go for a sweet game of hide and seek tomorrow, where you can also be the secret Lanny.
But until then, how about we all get going to the local park at this hour?
Cause the 4th of July fireworks show is about to start in a matter of time.
Oh, boy. Now I can tell that the fireworks show is gonna be as awesome as this special golden flower. So off we float fishies.
And we will definitely not forget the fateful day where Lanny Lancer Shark became
Lanny, the Explorer. Jua, Yahoo.